Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you, virtually, to the Fundy Trail Parkway. As Kevin explained, Hopewell Rocks is where you can see the vertical tides against the rocks at Hopewell Rocks, where our park is where you can view the horizontal tides from our high cliffs. So Fundy Trail Parkway is an incredible 6,300-acre park located on the southern coast of New Brunswick, just about an hour from where Kevin and Paul were explaining their park is. It's one of the last remaining coastal wilderness sections on the eastern seaboard of North America. This park features a 30-kilometer or 19-mile drive with spectacular views of the world-famous Bay of Fundy. Fundy Trail is a place where visitors can come to enjoy hiking, biking, driving, exploring, or just simply relaxing. And I'd like to, where you were actually able to be at the park, I'd like to show you a quick video of our park.
The Fundy Trail Parkway provides numerous opportunities for visitors to engage with nature and culture while respecting the delicate balance of human access and preserving the ecosystem, wilderness, and local history. It enables all to see the world's highest and lowest tides from the high cliff tops and to drive along a coastline providing views that previously only the most adventurous hikers could have enjoyed. This attraction helps to describe a time when the once thriving lumber industry in the 1800s supported the building of over 500 sailing ships in what was parkland and also nearby St. Martin's. This community was once one of the richest regions in Canada, with a flourishing shipbuilding and lumber industry during the golden age of sail. The park lays claim to being part of not only one, but two UNESCO designated sites, the Fundy Biosphere Reserve and Stonehammer UNESCO Global Geopark. Visitors can stop by the Interpretive Center, built in the style of an 1800s logging bunkhouse in a beautiful setting overlooking the Big Salmon River. There's an interpretive room with historic photos, a small exhibit and snack bar, restroom facilities, and a gift shop as well. Nearby, there is a 275-foot suspension bridge that invites visitors to cross the river, which also serves as the beginning to the Fundy footpath. This footpath is a continuous wilderness trail from the Fundy Trail Parkway to Fundy National Park, a total distance of over 60 kilometers or 35 miles. It has been named as one of the top 50 hiking paths in the world by Explore magazine and top 35 hiking paths in Canada by Reader's Digest. There are also two other interpretive buildings within the park, Walton Glen Reception Center and another at Long Beach. New last season, visitors can enter the park either at the western entrance, located 10 kilometers east of St. Martin's, or from the new eastern entrance, approximately 40 kilometers south of Sussex. We have another quick video to help showcase the new connector roads leading to the east entrance of the Fundy Trail.
The Fundy Trail Parkway is set to become the best new scenic drive in Canada. Carved out of the Fundy Escarpment on the south coast of New Brunswick, it's one of the last remaining coastal wilderness areas from Florida to Labrador. New roadways are preparing to connect the Fundy Trail Parkway to the town of Sussex between St. John and Moncton in 2020 and will connect through to the Fundy National Park and the coastal village of Alma in 2021. These new connector roads will significantly change New Brunswick itineraries to create the ultimate Bay of Fundy experience. Be sure to make the most of your Atlantic Canadian itinerary by making plans to visit the Fundy Trail Parkway.
Fundy Trail works with other natural attractions like Hopewell Rocks that are along the coast as we welcome visitors to Fundy's Coastal Drive. Recently completed gate to gate 2 years ago and opened at both entrances last season, we're now turning our attention to visitor experiences within the park. And what I'd like to do over the next few minutes is just highlight 4 new elements of the parkway and show you a fifth story idea as well. The first one I'd like to tell you about is the Fundy Trail Cookhouse. The cookhouse is a replica of the original cookhouse building that was at Big Salmon River, which was the community that existed before the park was there from 1856 to 1933. Visitors can stop by this building and receive a tour, purchase authentic foods like hearty lumberjack breakfast, baked bread and beans that hardworking loggers would have feasted upon. Also, visitors can pre-order picnic lunches to enjoy in their favorite place in the park. The second one I'd like to tell you about is our emphasis on technology and nature. The park is located in a very remote part of New Brunswick, if you could tell sort of from Kevin's display of the park that they're in. We work at our park, which is also remotely located, to reduce emissions to show how the park can be sustainable. At Long Beach, for example, we have public washrooms that uses a gravity-fed water system from a nearby brook. And in the east end of the park, which is extremely remote, the facilities here are powered by solar energy. And we continue our efforts. The park can now boast of a charging station new this past season that's convenient for electric vehicle owners. The third feature that I'd like to tell you about is Walton Glen Gorge Observation Deck. This deck, completed just last season, is located within the Little Salmon River Protected Natural Area. This special area is about 7 square kilometers and can be accessed by a short 1 kilometer or half-mile wilderness hike to the gorge. The fourth element that I'd like to tell you about is Hearst Lodge. It's a new hike-in wilderness experience that'll come this season, and it's ideal for those truly looking to get away from it all. The Hearst Corporation at one time owned all the parkland and built the lodge in 1968. Final touches are underway for renovations that will allow the lodge to be opened and rented for small events, and the 2 adjacent cabins available for booking later this season. When seeking story ideas for your special blog, the making of the Fundy Trail Parkway in itself is a truly incredible story. And we'd like to end our short presentation here for you this afternoon by sharing the story in video format for you.
The Fundy Trail Parkway is this tranquil spot.
I was gobsmacked. I was stunned.
It was a great experience.
I am overwhelmed at what has been created.
There had been attempts by others in the past to gain government support for the building of the Fundy Trail Parkway. But it really wasn't until the early 1990s when Mitchell Franklin's unwavering enthusiasm helped trigger the project's start.
I don't think anyone in government before ever took it serious. The person that was promoting it day and night was Mitch Franklin. He believed in it.
In the mid-1980s, Mitchell Franklin, after I became leader of the opposition, started inviting me down to visit him to talk about this vision that he had. And it just blew me away. All I can say is it just absolutely blew me away. And then when he took me out for that first ride, and we went over this blind hill right on the coast, and all I could see in front of me was the Bay of Fundy, and I thought my imminent death. And when the truck landed on the ground, I just said, that's it. I'm sold. This is too good to be bottled up. We have got to take this to the world.
And I got a call one day from the Premier, Frank McKenna, asking me if I could get some of the students in the transportation group at UNB to do a preliminary study of it. So that was a great summer project. The provincial and federal governments put in $5 million each.
The money that was invested, the interest from that endowment fund was the money they used to build phase 1. The first phase is from the St. Martin's to Big Salmon River, and then gradually over a period of time, we have added the Mitchell Franklin Bridge, and then another 5 kilometers.
The Fundy Trail was designed by Alan Fander to fit the landscape. We didn't make big cuts, so it was very environmentally friendly and has all those attributes that go beyond a roadway.
So we survived changes of personality, changes of government, and increasingly more of the trail got built out, and more people became so enthusiastic about the vision that it's now on a track where I think it just can't be stopped. It's going to take on a life of its own. We can keep this wilderness forever and yet share it with people from all over the world.
This is a really big attraction, and it is going to be on par with other parkways throughout the world, and we're really excited by what we have here to offer. There are so many different things that visitors can anticipate. They can drive along the coastline, they can cycle, they can hike the trails, they'll see waterfalls and beaches, so it's truly amazing for everybody.
So I think there's going to be a lot of commercial development in St. Martin's, in Sussex, and Alma, directly linked to the Fundy Trail. We're going to see a lot more tourism, and it's going to connect a lot of other things. You see, we have the Hopeful Cape Rocks, we have the Cape and Rage, we have the caves at St. Martin's. All those things are going to be part and parcel of the greater Fundy experience along the Fundy Trail.
It's a place for the world to visit. It's all encompassing, and we're growing and moving forward, and we're so happy about that.
New Brunswickers need to know what we have. Not everybody from our province or our region has been to the Fundy Coast. Many people haven't, even from St. John, Sussex, and Moncton. They need to go there. They need to see what they have. I want people to know that this is a project born of the inspiration of an extraordinary New Brunswicker, Mitchell Franklin. And if he was not so persuasive and had not persuaded me, it would not have happened. And so it is a lesson to individuals that no matter how hard they may feel the task is, they should not give up on their dreams.
We have so many stories to tell here, so many stories to tell. We have people that come from Australia and China and Russia, New Zealand, all over Europe, all over the United States, and they sort of get in your face and say, "Do you know how beautiful this is?" And I don't like to be too smug, but I'm perfectly aware of how beautiful this is, and I'm so delighted that when someone from another glorious part of the world sees that beauty, the natural beauty of this place, and it's kind of fun. It puts a nice soft smile on my face, and I know that's exactly what my dad would love.
We'd very much like to thank you for visiting Fundy Trail Parkway with us virtually this afternoon, and we welcome any of your questions or email inquiries.
So there's already a question in the chat for you, Nancy. The first question is the Trans-Canadian Trail also connecting with the trails in Fundy?
It actually is, yes. We are part of the Trans-Canada Trail. It comes right to our multi-purpose trail, multi-use trail, which is, we have a 10-kilometer trail in the park.
Okay, great. And there's another one asking, is it a day trip to hike the trail, or do people camp partway through and make it multi-day?
I answer both. We've got several trails within the park, and I'll turn this over to Kristen, but certainly people can hike on part of the Fundy footpath as well, and there is a campsite there. Maybe Kristen, would you like to explain about our trails?
Sure. So we have about 26 or 27 trails within the park. Most of them are day hikes as well. But the Fundy Footpath is a multi-day backcountry wilderness experience. So it's about 64 kilometers from our park to Fundy National Park. So most hikers choose to do that in 4 or 5 days, and there is designated campsites along the way.
Okay, how much time do you recommend for a visit to the Fundy Trail to really enjoy all the trails and sites?
A lot of our people, I'd say 4 or 5 days. We do have a multi-day pass that is good, valid for 5 days if you really want to explore a park. I think what happens is oftentimes, not right now during COVID, but people will come and they'll come to spend a day or an afternoon or come on a motor coach tour or part of a cruise, and they're only there for a couple of hours, and they don't feel that they've seen the whole park. The park is 30 kilometers long. It takes, even just to drive the parkway without exploring, 45 minutes. So really, if you're an avid hiker and would like to explore our park, I would really suggest at least a couple of days.
Great. And then we also have another question. Is the parkway open year round?
No, the parkway is open from the Friday long weekend in May, so Victoria Day weekend, through to October, very same as Hopewell Rocks, which you just visited.
Great. Are there any other questions from anyone, or? No? Okay, great. So thank you very much, Nancy and Kristen, for filling us in on the Fundy Trail. We appreciate it.